I can't speak exactly for Josh, but I think that we both want to be taken seriously, and I'm trying to move away from the funny fat kid or whatever. And so I did start taking some bodybuilding seriously,
Mm.
and I'd love to do some action. I love action. I love doing my own stunts. So that kind of thing is what I'd like to pursue for sure.
Jeremy Ray. Do you like Jeremy Ray, like the full name, or just Jeremy? I'm curious. How do you go?
It kind of just depends on the context, I guess. I kind of like the idea of having a stage name, so that's kind of cool. But I don't mind. People call me Jay too, and Jer Bear. I got lots of nicknames, so
Okay, that's a good thing, right?
yeah, absolutely.
You're a lot around a lot of circles then in that case.
Yeah, of course.
Man, you've grown up. I remember watching you in It and Goosebumps, and now you're shooting guns, part of
Yeah.
big like mafia plots and all that. How much fun was this for you to sort of change it up? Because like sort of, we kind of grew up watching you as the younger version of you, and sort of these fun roles too, but a lot of like group roles. So this was like sort of a buddy, action
Yeah.
comedy thriller.
Absolutely, dude. It was a freaking blast. I mean, me and Josh kind of had a Zoom at the very beginning of this project and kind of talked about what we wanted to do with the futures of our career, and it was this. It was to bridge the gap and become a little bit more serious. And someday I'd love to be like the Idris Elba action star, but that's obviously far away. But yeah, dude, we grew up overnight for sure. It's weird for us to even look back on it and realize like how far back, like how long ago that was. But yeah, dude,
Mhm.
it was a blast, and I love doing my own stunts. So this was just awesome. My first time doing a lead in a comedy action film for sure.
Aha, own stunts. So was the finger poke claw thing your idea or in the script? Or?
So that was in the script. There actually is in that scene when he's teaching me that. He's going through like the moves, like this move, this move, this move.
Mhm.
The gooch scoop was my idea. It was actually my brother's gamer tag a long time ago in Call of Duty. His name was the Gooch Scooper, and so I was like, please, can we get that in there somewhere? I think that'd be freaking hilarious. But
That
no,
is awesome.
the eye poke was in the script for sure.
You mastered it, by the way. So good
Yes,
work
yeah.
on that.
Thank you.
How much time did you and Josh spend? Like on screen, you guys have such good chemistry. It seems like you're sort of, an older brother figure in a way, or maybe a father figure too. But like you
Yeah.
guys must have just hung out too to just like build this sort of chemistry because you share a lot of screen time, and it seems like these characters like really bond well. I assumed you and Josh had some times off screen too.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was chaotic. We didn't have a lot of time on
Wow.
previous projects. We've had 1 or 2 weeks where we get to like actually go and gain chemistry. But with a
Mhm.
guy like Josh, we didn't have to. Like he was just awesome, and it worked out super super well. And we both have kind of a similar background and similar ideas on what the future of our careers we want them to look like. We did do some gun training and stuff like that, so we did have to do some prep with like fighting, and I had to learn some sword stuff and all that kind of stuff for safety. And so
Uh-huh.
we did get some off screen time for sure. But when you're working with a guy like Josh, it's not hard to have great chemistry.
You mentioned you guys spoke about the sort of future careers. I mean, obviously your career is still getting rolling, very freshly still new. Josh has done so much in his career already. I'm
Yeah.
curious if you're able to share some of these conversations you guys had that where do you envision your individual careers sort of going to at this point?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I can't speak exactly for Josh, but I think that we both want to be taken seriously, and I'm trying to move away from the funny fat kid or whatever. And so I did start taking some bodybuilding seriously,
Mm.
and I'd love to do some action. I love action. I love doing my own stunts. So that kind of thing is what I'd like to pursue for sure. And that's both a very very serious thing for me and Josh for sure. And I think that that's one of the reasons that we both were attached to the project so much. And I didn't have like an audition process. It was mainly just Zoom meetings with Josh and Alan, and
Uh-huh.
that was one of the main things that we talked about. I think that was the main reason why I like booked the role. I think we both had similar understandings of exactly what we wanted from the movie. So
It's interesting because you've had a successful career so far. You've been in some big productions. What made that change? Like, do you sort of remember the thing where you decided, like, I want to do something more serious, something different, sort of go away from what I've been doing? What was sort of that inspiration for it?
that's a good question. I think that a lot of it was just growing up
Yeah.
and puberty and kind of understanding what life is. I have some pretty serious firearm training as well, and I'm a huge car enthusiast. So this is all kind of stuff that I've liked
Nice.
off camera, and so I think something all your hobbies off camera you'd love to do on camera as well. I think that's just kind of our personalities as actors. And so
Mhm.
yeah, that was always very important to me.
Well, that's interesting too. In that way. I mean, for this one, there's so much going on here and stuff too. I mean, was it also physically tasking too, this film? Because you guys are like in and out of things, running around, different battles and stuff. Like, how much physicality did this role sort of require for you and Josh, especially both of you were really physically enamored in it too.
Yeah, yeah, quite a bit, dude. I think that at the beginning, Josh actually got injured in his leg, so he was
Wow.
unable to do a lot of the things that he really, really wanted to do. And he trucked it out and he pulled it off. But yeah, there was a lot of physicality for sure. It was a lot of for we put my character in short sleeves, which is never a good idea for an action film because you can't hide anything. So I didn't have shoulder pads or anything like that whenever I'm
Yeah.
crawling through the sand, and you've got like the paintball, like I forget what they call them, but like the fake bullets basically that are pinging off barrels behind you and all that kind of stuff. And then, we had to use blanks, and that's obviously very stressful in the movie film scene, especially
Hmm.
due to recent events. And so, yeah, I mean, it was very physically tasking. There was a lot of, especially, there's a scene that I can't talk about, but where we're in the trailer and I go into a completely different mode, I guess is what I can say. That was all like full on sprints and things like that. So
Wow.
after you do one scene, it's not like it's over. You just got to go back and do it again and do it again and do it again for different setups and multiple takes for one thing. So yeah, it was very physical, but that's what we love to do, me and Josh both. So that was never a problem. I think that if anything, we wanted more.
That's cool. What do you think happened to the father figure? I mean, we get a little bit of a end credits scene here, but you think I was curious to see, like, I wonder what happens to these two characters. They team up again later on. They sort of reunite, and what sort of happens to them, and how is he taken by his father then? Going forward.
Right. I wish that I could say more.
Uh-huh.
We did have an alternate ending that showed a lot more that I wish we kept in. Once
Uh-huh.
again, I can't say what that was. Maybe we'll release that at some point. I'd love like a director's cut or whatever. I mean, I think that would be awesome. I think that there were definitely a couple endings that we wrote that we decided to scrap that would definitely open this up for a sequel, and I
Okay.
would chomp at the bit to do that again. I loved working with Josh, and I loved like the idea of this movie. So going back and like Tommy's still a washed up hitman and Julian's now becoming one would be really, really cool. I think that'd be an
I
awesome thing
think
to do for
I
sure.
I think there's definitely potential for that. And as I let you go, I'm curious, are you involved in the Welcome to Derry in any way, or can you reveal, or you're interested in checking it out too? Because that's another thing, sort of your franchise that you've been involved in now coming to sort of a series.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish I was involved. I am not. That's not like a thing that we're hiding,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Okay.
Uh, we did talk to the director a little bit, and I think that we wanted to. I think that everything just gets chaotic and some things just don't work out properly. But yeah, dude, I was just telling somebody earlier that I thought Welcome to Derry was coming out in September, and it's coming out like late October. So that stressed me out because I can't wait to see it. I love the franchise. I can't wait to see what they do with it. And Bill is returning, Andy's returning. It should be really good.
Yeah, we're all excited about it too. But man, it was so cool to see you in this role. Like I said, I've watched you in previous things. You've grown up and you've done some really cool things on screen, and it looked like you and Josh had a blast. It comes through
Yeah.
really in this film, and what a fun ride this is. So. Man, I hope people check it out because it's a fun role, especially those that are fans of your work. London is calling for sure, so
Yep.
this September it's coming out. Let's do this again, Jeremy Ray. This was so much fun.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks so much also.